Imagine this. You're stepping into a deep, ancient forest. It's the dead of night. You're completely alone with your thoughts.
Pretty intense setting.
Right. The air is thick. It's absolutely dark. And then, bam! Out of nowhere, this brilliant, luminous figure just appears.
Wow.
It lights up everything with this incredible glow. Now, this isn't a dream scene. It's actually the start of this profound, kind of mysterious riddle given to a monk, Kumārakassapa.
A really striking opening image for a teaching.
Totally. So welcome everyone to this deep dive. Today we're going to unpack the Anthill Sutta, or the Vammikasuttaṃ. It's this ancient parable from Buddhist scriptures.
And it starts simply enough with an anthill, but believe me, it goes deep, really deep into the landscape of the human mind.
Exactly. So our mission today is basically to excavate all the layers of meaning hidden inside this ancient story. We'll follow the monk, Kumārakassapa, as he faces these cryptic challenges.
And ultimately, he has to go to the Buddha himself for the answers.
Right. And this whole symbolic journey, it offers some really profound insights, into self-discovery, understanding our inner world. And this isn't just some dry academic thing. This deep dive, it's going to give you a unique lens, a way to look at your own mental habits, maybe hitting obstacles, and that path towards clarity.
You might have a few aha moments along the way.
Yeah, get ready for those.
It's such a remarkable setup, isn't it? You have the Venerable Kumārakassapa, and he's meditating in this really dense, dark place called Andhavana. It translates as the dark forest.
Sets the mood right there.
It does.
Yeah.
And it's near Savatthi, where the Buddha himself is staying nearby, at Jetavana. So that solitude, that darkness, it really amplifies how unexpected this divine visitor is.
Absolutely. And it's right there in that deep quiet, the dead of night, that the story really kicks off. Suddenly, this radiant deity just appears.
Bathes the whole forest in light, you said.
The whole forest. The figure walks up to Kumārakassapa and hits him with this really strange riddle. Monk, monk, this anthill smokes by night, flares by day.
Wow. So evocative. It just pulls you right into the mystery. What does that even mean?
Exactly. And then the deity relays a command, but it's from someone unseen, referred to as a Brahmin.
Okay.
And the command is, dig wise one with a weapon.
Dig wise one with a weapon. That one line just sets everything in motion, doesn't it? It's the start of this process of discovery. Inner work, really.
So the scene's set. We've got the monk, the mysterious anthill, this divine message telling him to dig, and the wise one, who the text later identifies as Sumedha. Well, that's the monk in this context, starting his digging.
With this unspecified weapon.
Right, and with every layer he uncovers, Kumārakassapa asks, is this it, venerable sir? Is this the thing?
And the answer's always the same, initially.
Yeah, the Brahmin just keeps saying, lift it up, dig, wise one with a weapon. It's such a clear instruction, isn't it? Don't just look at the surface, keep going.
Precisely. So the first thing the digging reveals is a paulikir. Now, that's often translated as a stake or maybe a plank.
Okay, a stake.
It's the very first obstacle unearthed, and the instruction is immediate. Get it out, lift it up, and keep digging.
So it suggests right away that the path isn't just about finding one problem.
No, it's about committing to this continuous process of uncovering and removing.
Okay, so he lifts up the stake. What's the next layer? What does he find then?
He unearths something called an uddhamaika. It means something swollen or bloated.
Swollen or bloated. Interesting image.
And again, same instruction.
Oh.
Lift it up, keep digging. So yeah, we're not just identifying things here. There's a constant theme of removal. You have to discard what you find.
Right. Get rid of it. Okay, what's after the swollen thing?
After that, the digging brings up a Javita-patha. That means a crossroads or maybe a forked path.
Ah, like a point of indecision.
Exactly. Think of it like getting stuck, not knowing which way to turn. And again, the command is,
lift it up, keep digging.
you got it. Press on.
And the discoveries just keep coming. A Pekavara shows up next. That sounds unpleasant. A cesspool. A muddy puddle.
Yeah, definitely not something you want to linger in. It suggests something pretty undesirable that needs clearing out. And yes, lift it up, discard it.
Okay, so cesspool's gone. What's deeper still?
The excavation goes deeper, and then a cumin is found. A tortoise or a turtle?
A tortoise. That's interesting. They withdraw into their shells, right?
They do. It's a fascinating image. But still, the instruction from the Brahma is the same. Lift it up, keep digging. Don't stop there.
Wow. Okay. Then comes a really jarring image. An asisana. A butcher's block.
Oh.
Or a slaughter knife.
Yeah, it's quite visceral. This isn't just undesirable. It feels potentially harmful, maybe even violent.
And like everything before it.
Lift it up, get it out of the way. Swiftly remove it.
Okay. And finally, before the big shift, there's one more.
One more item to discard. A masapisi, a piece of flesh or meat.
Okay.
And again, same consistent instruction, lift it up, keep digging. Relentless effort.
The sequence is just fascinating. So we've had seven different things? Each one has to be removed, discarded. But then the very next thing he finds, it completely changes the game, right?
It does. It's a total pivot.
Yeah.
After the piece of flesh, the next object uncovered is a Nāga.
A Nāga. Okay, often translated as a serpent or snake.
But in Buddhist texts, a Nāga often carries a much deeper symbolism. It can represent an enlightened being, someone who has achieved a high state of realization.
And the instruction changes here dramatically.
Completely. This time the Brahmin says, let the Nāga stay. You not harm the Nāga. Pay homage to the Nāga.
Wow. From lift it up, discard it, to leave it, revere it. That's a huge shift.
It's absolutely critical. It marks the culmination of the digging process, moving from removal of obstacles to recognition and reverence for the goal, for enlightenment itself.
Okay. So after this incredible discovery, the radiant deity wraps things up, tells Kumārakassapa he has to go see the Buddha.
Right, to get the interpretation.
Yeah, for all 15 elements. The anthill, the smoke, the flame, the Brahmin, the wise one, the weapon, the digging, and all 8 of those things he found.
And the deity makes it very clear.
Super clear. Says basically, no one else, not humans, not gods, can explain this stuff properly. Only the Tathagata, which is the Buddha.
Or a true disciple, or someone who hears it directly from them.
It really puts the Buddha's insight on another level.
Absolutely. It emphasizes just how profound these symbols are, that their real meaning isn't surface level, it's beyond ordinary grasp. And it points directly to the Buddha as the ultimate authority here.
So as you'd expect, Kumārakassapa doesn't hang around.
No time wasted.
Deity vanishes, and boom, he's off to find the Buddha. He recounts the whole bizarre encounter, the riddle, the digging, everything.
And then asks point blank,
Yeah.
what does it all mean?
Yeah. And this is where the mystery starts to unravel, where the Buddha unpacks it all.
Exactly. And this is where the Buddha, with his, profound insight, just systematically lays bare the symbolic meaning behind every single piece of the riddle.
Connecting it all to the path.
Directly to the path of inner liberation. This is where the story really delivers its wisdom. It comes alive.
All right, let's dive into these interpretations. First up, the anthill itself, the Vammiko. The starting point. What did the Buddha say that is?
The Buddha reveals the anthill symbolizes the human body, our own physical form.
Our body.
Right. Yeah. Made of the 4 great elements, earth, water, fire, air born from parents, needs food to survive, and ultimately, well, it's impermanent, it breaks down, decays.
So the body is the actual anthill we're supposed to be digging into, metaphorically speaking.
It's the ground of our experience, the vessel we inhabit, the starting point for the excavation.
Okay, makes sense. So what about the riddle part? Smoking by night, the Ratayen Damina. What's the smoke?
That represents our mental activity at night, thinking, pondering, maybe planning, usually about things we did during the day.
Ah, like mulling things over when you're trying to sleep. That internal chatter.
Exactly that. It's that internal review, the mental smoke that rises up as we reflect, process our day's experiences, our actions, our conversations.
Which then leads naturally, I guess, to flaming by day, the Divapajjalana. If night smoke is thinking.
Then the daytime flame is acting.
Acting on those thoughts.
Precisely. Engaging in actions, physical actions, things we say during the day, based on the thoughts and plans we cooked up during the night.
So thoughts lead to actions. The smoke kind of ignites the flame.
That's a good way to put it. Our nightly ponderings manifest as daytime activities.
Okay. Now, the Brahmin, he's the one giving the orders to dig, but he's unseen in the vision. Who is he?
The Buddha says this term, Brahmin, in this context, refers to the Tathagata himself.
To the Buddha.
Yes. A title for the Buddha, meaning one who has thus come or thus gone. It signifies the fully realized one, the Arahant, the fully awakened one. He's the ultimate guide giving the instructions for this inner work.
Gotcha. And the wise one, Sumado, the one actually doing the digging.
That symbolizes a monk in training. The Pali term is Seka Bhikkhu. It means someone who's still learning, still striving on the path towards enlightenment.
So it could represent any of us, really, anyone actively working on themselves.
In a broad sense, yes. It represents you, the listener, anyone who is diligently undertaking this internal excavation, seeking understanding.
Okay. And the weapon, the satya, the tool used for digging. It can't just be any old shovel, right?
Definitely not. This is crucial. The weapon is noble wisdom, Noble wisdom. Yeah, the penetrating insight, the deep understanding that's absolutely necessary for liberation. You can't just dig randomly. You need a sharp, precise tool of wisdom to see clearly and remove what needs removing.
Wisdom is the tool. Makes sense. The act of digging itself, the abhakkhana.
That represents energetic effort, virya, sustained exertion.
So it's not passive.
Not at all. It's active, persistent work on the path. Wisdom tells you what to do and where to dig, but effort is the force that actually does the digging. You need both.
Okay, wisdom directs the effort. Now, let's get to the things being dug up and abandoned. This feels like where the practical advice really lands for us.
Absolutely. This is the stuff we need to identify within ourselves and work on removing.
So, first out was the stake, the palayu. What obstacle does that represent?
The stake represents ignorance, avijja.
Ignorance. Wow, that's fundamental.
It really is. It's the root of suffering in Buddhist thought.
Yeah.
The instruction is crystal clear. Abandon ignorance. Recognize and let go of our basic misunderstandings about reality, about self, about impermanence.
Okay, abandon ignorance. Then came the swollen thing, the udumayika. What's that about?
That symbolizes anger and despair, or maybe intense distress. The pale is kodupayasa.
Anger and despair, yeah, those can feel pretty swollen.
They really can. Powerful, often overwhelming emotions that distort our view. The message is, abandon anger and despair. Don't let them fester and inflate within you.
Makes sense. Next was the crossroads, dudihapatho. That feeling of being stuck you mentioned.
Exactly. This is interpreted as doubt or skepticism. Vicikiccha.
Doubt. Is that always bad? Isn't questioning good?
This isn't referring to healthy inquiry. This is more like a paralyzing uncertainty, a wavering mind that stops you from committing to the path, from moving forward.
Ah, okay. The kind of doubt that just keeps you stuck.
Right. So the guidance is abandon doubt, cultivate confidence based on understanding, and move forward.
Okay. Then the rather unpleasant cesspool, pakavara. What collection of muck does that represent?
It represents the 5 hindrances. These are classic obstacles in meditation and daily life.
The 5 hindrances. Remind me.
Sure, they are. Sensual desire, ill will or aversion, sloth and torpor, that heavy lethargy, restlessness and remorse, the agitated, worried mind, and finally, that skeptical doubt we just talked about, vicikiccha, is also one of the hindrances.
Okay, so basically all the major mental gunk that clouds the mind.
Pretty much. They obstruct clarity and insight. So the instruction, abandon the 5 hindrances, clear out those mental pollutants. Got it. Next, the tortoise, kumo, the one that withdraws. What's that symbolizing?
The tortoise stands for the 5 clinging aggregates, or panchkupadhanakanda.
The aggregates. Form, feeling.
That's right. Form, feeling, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. These are the basic components of our moment-to-moment experience.
And we cling to them.
We do. We tend to grasp onto them and identify with them, thinking, this is me, this is mine. The tortoise withdrawing into its shell is kind of like that grasping, that identification.
Ah, okay. So the meaning is?
Abandon the 5 clinging aggregates. Not the aggregates themselves, but the clinging to them. See them for what they are, impermanent processes, not a solid, lasting self.
Okay, that's subtle but important. Let go of the identification. Then the butcher's block, a sishun. Such a harsh image.
It is, and it signifies the 5 strands of sensual pleasure.
Sensual pleasure, like sights, sounds.
Exactly. Agreeable things we experience through our senses. Forms seen by the eye, sounds heard by the ear, smells, tastes, physical sensations.
But pleasure isn't inherently bad, is it? The pleasures themselves aren't the problem. It's the clinging to them, the craving for them, the way we get stuck on them, like meat on a butcher's block. Or that pleasure-seeking leads to suffering.
Okay, so it's the attachment again.
It's the attachment. The instruction is abandon the 5 strands of sensual pleasure, meaning abandon the craving and clinging related to them.
Right. And the last thing to be abandoned, the piece of flesh, masapisi.
That represents lustful craving, hanadiragasa. Intense desire, particularly desire mixed with enjoyment or delight, that binds us strongly to the cycle of existence.
So a powerful form of craving.
Very powerful. The command. Abandon lustful craving. Recognize how it binds you and work to release that grip.
Wow. So it's the systematic process. Dig, identify the hindrance or defilement, understand it through wisdom, and then make the effort to abandon it.
Exactly. Digging, abandoning, purifying the mind layer by layer.
Until you reach the final discovery. The one thing you don't discard, the Nāga.
Yes. After all that letting go, all that removal, you arrive at the Nāga.
Which signifies?
It signifies a monk whose defilements are destroyed. An enlightened being. An arahant, or in the Pali, a kusava bhikkhu, one whose asavas or outflows, these deep-seated defilements, are ended.
So the Nāga is the state of liberation itself, awakening.
Precisely. It's the goal realized. And that's why the instruction changes completely. Let the Nāga stay, do not harm the Nāga, pay homage to the Nāga.
You don't discard enlightenment.
You definitely don't. You recognize it, respect it, revere it. It's the culmination, the fruit of all that diligent digging and abandoning, fueled by wisdom and effort.
It's really powerful when you lay it all out like that. And it makes you think, doesn't it, about how these ancient symbols might actually resonate with our own, inner stuff.
Absolutely. It invites reflection.
As you listen to this, maybe reflect on your own inner world. What's in your anthill? What are the stakes, the swollen things, the crossroads you encounter in your own mind?
What are those mental habits or obstacles you're uncovering?
Yeah. And thinking about how this journey, identifying them, understanding them with wisdom, and then making that effort to abandon them, how could that lead you toward more clarity?
The Sutta really does offer a kind of metaphorical roadmap for self-awareness, for transformation. It connects our daily thoughts, the night smoke, to our daily actions, the day flames, and ties it all back to these deeper patterns we need to address.
So, wrapping this up, what does it all mean for you, for your journey? This deep dive into the Anthill Sutta, it really gives us this powerful map, doesn't it?
A metaphorical roadmap, yeah.
The anthill is our body, our starting point. The digging is that constant, steady effort we need to make. And crucially, it has to be fueled by wisdom, by insight.
And all those things we unearth, the stake, the swirling thing, the doubt, the hindrances, the clinging, the craving, those are the mental defilements, the obstacles we have to recognize and actively abandon.
To move forward, yeah, to gain inner freedom, to understand ourselves better.
It's just such a compelling reminder, I think, that the most important digging, the most rewarding excavation, it's not out there somewhere.
It's internal.
It's an internal journey into ourselves, guided by wisdom, powered by effort. It's about clearing that inner path.
And thinking about the end, the story doesn't just end with discarding stuff. It culminates in reverence. Reverence for the Nāga, the enlightened state, the awakened being.
That final step is crucial.
It really is. And it leaves us with maybe a provocative thought for you to ponder on your own, in your own quest for knowledge, for self-improvement, as you dig through your own experiences. What truths, what qualities might you uncover maybe in yourself, maybe seeing them in others that you suddenly realize aren't meant to be discarded?
Things that aren't obstacles.
Right. Things that aren't part of the stuff to abandon, but are actually qualities or insights to be revered, to be honored, maybe even protected, like sacred guides lighting up your own path forward.